Hello everyone. Welcome back to What If Deku had Truck Nullification Code. Yes. After the time of, you would say, a couple of things have happened in the past. For one, Izuku Midoriya no longer has his personalities. Second, Midoriya is gaining more to a hunger for power. But for a different reason, though. Second is to make sure Katsuki Bakugo falls harshly. I do not believe in my last episode that I had him go to the entry exam yet. Or if he was already in the entry exam. So, if you can give me about 30 seconds, I will very quickly go through the past. Let's see what we have. They fought. I believe it left over at the sludge villain, maybe? I can't yet remember. Well, you have to know for sure. So let me get a little gist. So, if not, it would now be the entry exam, or if the heroes villains, it would be the USJ. As upon both theories, there will now be a, how would you say, what was the word, if I will, here it is. I believe you would be able to left off at the slip room. Oh no, I was doing the entry exam, I believe. Either that or in the beginning towards the heroes villains. Okay, that's during the entry exam. Yeah, a little bit. Oh yeah, okay. I was on the right path. At the beginning of UA. Or, sorry, a little bit late, but 2 weeks have passed now since the activities of Bakugo Katsuki or Izuku Midoriya. Izuku Midoriya will no longer have his evil or powerless personality. Instead, he would have more of a berserker state, like the Nomu, or something like Kratos, a berserker state. In this state, he's unmatched by any type of blunt force. Unlike the nullification or shock absorption the Nomu got, how All Might was able to toss him, no blunt force in the world, or in the multiverse, can defeat Deku. It either has to be some type of sharp object, or speared thing. That can, meaning that he's bulletproof, since bullets themselves, besides sniper bullets, aren't sharp. Now, Midoriya would get a note in the front door. or a letter in the front door. His mother would bring it in and give it to Midoriya, or to her boy, as they would both see it. Ah ha ha ha! Congratulations, young Izuka Midoriya! You have been granted access to UA! You have gotten 3rd place in the entry exam. Congrats! And welcome to welcome to your Hero Academia! Yeah, ha, ha. Now this voice recording will explode in 30 seconds, as Midoriya would throw it as farthest as he can, as it just, not really a big explosion, but more of a firecracker, if you will. I don't feel like going to UA. But I do know the resources of UA will help me in my conquest. If I don't, Mother will force me to go UA. So I guess I'll have to. Well, I guess I start school in about 2 weeks. As the next 2 weeks, or about a day or so, Midoriya would go to UA. Pathetic. Let's see what a competition is. As Midoriya would walk, why are the doors so big? I guess heroes really do have an ego. Ugh. And let's see to open the door. And at that point, you know what happens from there. And do you have a stick up your ass or something? 4 eyes. Midoriya was about to turn right back around until he bumped into a small, not a small, because I am gonna have Deku have growth increase, but not yet. So I'll say he's the same height as Bakugo. So someone bumps into Midoriya. Oh, sorry. She would realize this will be the same person that saved her. Oh, you're the person from the entry exam who destroyed the 0 pointer. As she would blurt out, as everyone would hear, and everyone would crowd around him. I wanted no attention on me, and look where it got me. I knew it was a bad idea. I should have just grabbed the girl and go. Anyways. Remember, All Might first, Bakugo second. And anyone who goes against the hero organization. The hero organization itself is corrupted. I did meet a hero from the hero organization. Or the task force, quirk task force. What was her name? I can't remember. She was actually one of my favorite heroes growing up. Snipe, no. She was better than Snipes. What was her name? Of course, after she kind of went missing. I believe her name was Lady Nagant, I believe? I don't know why, but after a couple years, I was like, what? 5? No, not 5. I was like 6 to 7 when I learned about her. And then after all that, the info from the computer kind of just vanished. So I'm guessing, A, something happened to the hero that they're trying to block up. Or 2, something's wrong with the hero society right now. And I want to see what the bottom of it is. If it means a disappearance of a very good hero. That was weird though. Even though I might not have it, I still memory. Photographic memory, remember all the details. When she looked at the kid's hand, she wasn't able to shake it. But for what reason? I looked in her eyes in the video. It looks like she was hiding something. or was disgusted with herself for some reason. Anyways, there are a lot of secrets that the heroes are keeping. And with all these secrets, the hero organization themselves and the hero civilization will be no more in the future. Well, probably because the villains are about to expose every secret and every truth, dark truth. The hero faculty in UA doesn't want anyone to know. As Midoriya would now snap back into reality as people are, all over him, practically surrounding him. Get out of my way. As a greenish lightning or greenish liquid started spewing from Deku's mouth, and reddish, pinkish lightning would start to form around Deku. As everyone would start to, go away from Deku, saying that he's irritated. This will be Deku's second technical, not quirk, but activation. Like a curse mark from Naruto, there's, his, natural shock absorption, and then after that, there's, after he turns it on, it's shock nullification. After that, he's kind of invincible to, like, a lot of attacks. Including a lot of All Might and, powerful attacks. The only thing that can probably kill him are vital things. Fire, it's gonna take a lot. Especially in his Berserker mode, due to him having his pain tolerance non-existent in his Berserker mode. Fire does little to nothing. So you either have to take him out when he has shock absorption normally, or you're gonna have to take him out immediately. As a fight with a sniper or a bullet to the head. Some type of sharp object straight to his dome. That would probably kill him. Of course, a lot of it is unknown of his quirk. The simplicity and complications behind his quirk is unknown. Dr. Ochiko tried to research the quirk, but it was unknown in any databases. Why? This is the first shock nullification quirk in existence. That is why. There's shock absorption. Yes, you can make shock nullification, but you have to combine many quirks just to get one shock nullification. Even so, it's not going to be as good as Deku's, due to Deku's been having his for his entire life. And due to no one actually knowing how to create shock nullification. Realistically, you only have to take about 10 quirks just to make shock nullification. Even so, though, no one's body is able to take that amount of quirks while still being sane. Deku's drawback to his quirk is that he has shock absorption to begin with. The only thing that makes Deku dangerous or weak to attacks is his mentality when he's in his Berserker state. He does slowly start to know what he's doing in his Berserker state, but it's taking a lot more time to control it or kind of guide it into his, own fruition, like the Hulk, if you will. Let's go. As Midoriya would just sit down, as everyone would be trying to talk to him, as he would just ignore them all. I don't want anything bad happen to these students, but they're annoying. Very, very annoying. Now, let's see what we have. Okay, this is interesting. So, let's see. Okay, everyone. It took you 8 minutes to shut up. Everyone put these clothes on and we're getting ready for a quirk examination. But what about the... No. In UA, in Class 1A, we do things differently. We don't go around that meeting place. Honestly, I don't really care for the name right now. My class is priority. My priority right now is to test each and every one of your quirks. Full extent. As Midoriya was already Midoriya didn't even get a chance to kind of walk out, you know, he was halfway to his desk. Couldn't even sit down. As Midoriya within seconds would already be outside the door. Due to being technically the closest due to his speed and, you know, counteraction. And you know, practically spider sense of, you know, actions, got it. You want me to do this, this, and this, got you. Within seconds. So Deku, huh. You should all really be like him. I didn't even have to say anything to him. He's already out the door. As everyone was like, what? Go, go, come on! We have no time to lose. Do you think villains wait? No, come on. As everyone would be rushed out the room by Aizawa. And of course the last one in line would be, you know, Mineta looking at every girl's, you can say, no square, if you will. Yes, I made the joke. Ha. Anyways. Midoriya this time would feel some sort of aura. Every time Deku's alone, it's like something wants to burst out of him. But it's unable to. Midoriya right now has about 10 minutes to an hour. Or practically an hour and then... Nah, that'd be 2 hours apart. Yeah, I'll say he has about 10 minutes with his shock nullification before he, you know, loses control. Or, you know, the anger and whatnot starts to, you know, overpower his will. And, you know, he practically becomes a raging bull, practically. Midoriya would also see quirks as well. Due to Midoriya's body being always fluctuating between muscle fibers and other things to increase, you know, making sure his body doesn't break, it would be, you know, rapidly evolving. Meaning that Midoriya's eyes would also be evolving. Meaning that he would be able... he wouldn't be able to see the quirks, but he would be able to see the aura, different auras of the quirks. Each quirk would have a color. And the amount of colors in your body will represent your quirks or a quirk. Usually people only have like 1 to 2 to 3 quirks. Somewhat, you know, common or rare for, you know, 3 quirks, but, you know. He usually only sees like 1 or 2, or just, you know, concepts of quirk are small, you know, the colors are smaller than the actual quirk if they're just, you know, different variables of the same quirk. Like different things the quirk can do. He looks at everyone, seeing that Mineta has a purple, you know, some type of icky purple aura, you would say, or a circle. It's like a soul, but it's more of a, you know, it has color. You know, it's kind of more of an aura than, you know, it's like an aura soul-ish thing. As he looked towards Mineta, it would have, you know, a purple aura-ish. A very dark purple, if you will. As when he looks at Bakugo, it would be like some type of whitish, orangish, yellowish color to his quirk, due to it being explosions. You know, Tokoyami would be a very, you know, violet, like a black violet purple like color. Todoroki would be a red, white, and blue color. Soji, I guess, would be more of a... I was going to say sparkles, but I'll say I would leave that for Yoyama. So, I'll say he has a very... not sparkles, but kind of like a rough look to his quirk. Due to it involving sugar, it'd be more of a whitish... like a little shine to it. Not sparkly, but a little shine to it. Almost like a silvery white. That would be, you know, Sugar Rush's quirk. Ayama would have the sparkle quirk, like a disco ball, if you're wondering. And everyone, you know, everyone have their own types of quirks that Midoriya would be able to see. Interesting. As Kirishima would have a tan or brown, like hardened, you know, color to his soul, due to it being a hardening quirk of a rock. The only difference is that when Midoriya looks at his own, you know, soul, or, sorry, not soul, quirk, it will be like a atom. If you know what an atom looks like from pictures, it's kind of like a circle with 2 rings around it. These rings would, you know, be a flash of red, pink, like just the, you know, one for all colors. Or, you know, just the, you know, red portion of it. And inside of the quirk would be green. And then, you know, there'll be a weird exterior or, you know, dome around his, you know, quirk, which is a little weird, he seems, but he thinks it must be something that has to do with, you know, something farther than, you know, his shock absorption quirk. Of course, even though shock absorption does mellow the pain, shock nullification also does the same, but if you increase your body to, you know, full shock absorption or shock nullification, it would more aligned. Yes, you still will feel the pain, but you'd be more spread out of your body. So you would feel still, but it would be more of a you fighting against wind, practically. Like when it's very windy and you try, you know, walk to the direction but it's pushing you back. That's practically what, you know, damage is. It is to Deku. So he still feels it. It still somewhat hurts, but, you know, it doesn't hurt as much as when, you know, it's shock absorption. Or shock nullification. Okay, let's go. As you know, he would be walking past Mineta. As you know, he'll see something. As you know, Midoriya would, you know, just put down his bag. Also, he has like a bag of clothes. Due to Midoriya, you know, having to train a lot for his quirk to even be, you know, he has to be a very, you know, his body has to be very physically big to, you know, actually use his quirk. Like, you know, one for all, you have to be fit. Because, like Monoma, you can't, you know, copy your quirk. And if you do, and you don't, if your body isn't prepared for that power, you know, you will. Eventually, your body will rip itself apart. So, Midoriya would always, you know, carry, you know, weighted clothing. Which, you know, he'll be wearing weighted clothing right now. As he would drop his bag and, you know, drop it right on top of Mineta. Eventually getting a piece of the ground or tiles, flooring of the ground, and kind of just squishing it into, you know, the peak hole. There we go. That's better. Oh, let's continue on with this quirk thing. Midoriya, unlike his counterpart, would be a bit serious, but a serious, kind of like a Kudere. He doesn't see you as worthy until you prove him otherwise. Which is damn near impossible for you to prove him to it. You proving yourself to him is like, take Sugar Rush versus Todoroki. If you don't beat Todoroki, you don't get his respect. Or, you know, if you don't beat someone that's way stronger than you, like, you can be very weak compared to him. Like, you can be damn near, like, dirt ground weak. And if you beat someone way stronger than you, you'll gain his respect. Okay, so let's see what happens. Bakugo would go first, get 750 as in canon. Todoroki would get, what did Todoroki get? I believe he got like 600. 800. I can't remember. I believe he got 600 in Ken. I cannot remember what Todoroki got. Midoriya, due to him, shock nullification does make him heavier, so he does have a lot of strain on his body, but it's more of weight than strain. Because his quirk still, relies on the science of physics. So his drawback is that he feels a lot of pressure, not pressure, but he feels a lot of restraint due to his weight. So he can be very slow, but due to depending on how his will is, the faster or the more stronger his will is, the faster he can punch, due to him forcing those muscles to move at a rapid rate, and due to him fighting for the pain. Yeah, sorry. Midoriya would be just waiting like. So let's see. Bakugo. Okay. Not surprised. That's only from his quirk. He doesn't have any training. Trust me, if Midoriya didn't have his quirk, he would still be very powerful, even without it. Because due to his quirk physically evolving his body, he would, his body would be created for, not even superhuman, but inhuman strength. Meaning he's practically like a mini Hulk. He's like 10 times stronger than a normal human. Or, if you will, he's 3 times stronger than a bodybuilder. Meaning that his physical strength without a quirk, even without his mutation, he's still 3 times as strong as, a bodybuilder. Meaning that if he punches you without a quirk, you still sleep. And with his mutation, shock absorption, you sleep and going flying. But if you're getting hit by his shock nullification, you're not just flying, but you're dying midway as you stop. See, Deku, when he punches you on his shock nullification, there's technically 3 counteractions. There's the punch, the second boost, and then the stop of the punch. Where, the body stops at, when, smashing either onto the floor, wall, or whatever surface it is at. The boost kind of, it goes slow, it goes a little fast, and then that second boost kind of boosts that punch even more. Kind of like a shockwave to Deku's own quirk. Inevitably, the shockwave is enough to kind of rattle your bones and eventually to kind of vibrate your bones to, dislodge and, eventually not into a dust, but kind of exit your body if, it was a full, Depending on, the way the punch is, it can either kill you, put you in a coma, or just send you unconscious. Send you unconscious is, shock absorption. Knocking you out with damage is shock nullification. And then if you really want to go, there's beyond shock nullification. Meaning that it's kind of like a shockwave, where, yes, you still have the nullification, but the only added bonus is the scientific physics of the math. The shockwave of the bout of power. Which, he doesn't really have a shockwave as shock nullification, but, when he goes beyond that, shock nullification with the shockwave of the punch will just disintegrate, or not disintegrate, but just destroy anything in its path. The more power you punch him, the more abilities or the more drawbacks you'll get punched back with, practically. Izuku's kind of like a living Uno reverse card, if you think about it. The more you punch him, the more stronger he can kick your ass, practically. Okay, I guess it's my turn. As Midoriya would kind of... This is a little too tight, hold up. As Midoriya would flex, and kind of like Yujiro Hanma, his shirt would kind of just rip off his body. Oh, that's better. Now we can actually move. Okay, can I get the ball? As everyone would be like... Okay. Aizawa... Is that really necessary? Unless you don't want me to go full power, I can't wear the shirts. The shirt restricts my movements than my quirk really does itself. I mean, I could, but as soon as I throw the ball, my shirt would rip it. In general, just due to the shock of the pressure that I'm throwing. It would rip off my clothes in general. Either way. Give me the ball. Midoriya would give it, not all, I mean he would give it on his gun, but he was like, for a good couple minutes he would, you know, breathe in and out. And, you know, do the Goku thing, like, and then suddenly, doof, everyone will feel a major amount of, kind of like, instead of bloodlust, it'd be more of willpower. So kind of like spiritual pressure, how it weighs you down if you're not, you know, nowhere near it. Except when you're super strong, it doesn't, you know, when you're, you know, weaker, way weaker than an opponent, it doesn't show due to them being super strong. Nah, that don't work on Deku. Don't care who you are, if you're weak or super weak, yo shit's still getting slapped by this man's just pressure or willpower. As his eyes will turn green. And Deku's muscles will start to bulge. As Deku's arm would start to just increase in mass. Sonic punch. Doof! As everyone wouldn't hear anything for about 5 minutes until they can actually hear again due to the shockwave and just pure sound it created. Breaking all the windows, making a crater and a ravine where Deku threw. And eventually practically making it like a jet and, you know, surpassing the speed, or not speed, but faster than, what was it, sound, yeah, breaking the sound barrier, making a sonic boom. And eventually, we all know what he gets. He gets about infinity, honestly. Because if you break the sonic, you know, sonic barrier, or, you know, this, not, what was it called again? The sound barrier, that thing's going to go flying. Especially something that small, yeah, it's infinite. Everyone will be surprised. What's impossible? Anyways, it's probably because of his quirk. Oh, by the way, if you're wondering what Deku's score would do without his quirk due to the physical, you know, mutation it would give, a permanent, you know, thing. Which, if you took out the mutation instead of it dramatically evolving his body, he would still be like Juggernaut. Not too strong, not too weak, or like the MCU Juggernaut, the movie Juggernaut, or show Juggernaut. Not movie Juggernaut. From X-Men. You know, he'll still be he'll be a tank still. But he would, you know, be able to feel pain, and, you know, he wouldn't have any of his abilities. He'll still kick your ass. Doesn't matter what it is, but, you know. Yeah. So, the thing is, bronze and brains is like Izuku. He's not dumb. Meaning that he's a very dangerous combination. He knows his own weaknesses, which is, you know, somewhat depending. If it's human speed, he's not good at. But, you know, with his shock nullification, his speed, not shock nullification, with his willpower, is very fast. But if it wasn't with his willpower, he'd be very slow as a person. Or just as fast as the Juggernaut in, you know, the movie. As what would happen now? As everyone, you know, as soon as Aizawa gets infinity on his chart, he was like, next. he's not dealing with this BS. He's like, whatever. Next. Ah, my ears, though. As, you know, everyone, you know, would try to clean out their ears, you know, trying to, you know, actually be able to listen. Because, you know, all their ears popped due to the, you know, sonic boom. It does, you know, damage their, you know, eardrums. So, yeah. As Midoriya would just sit in, like, a corner. Who's next? Aizawa thinking he has one for all, which he doesn't. Oh my god, I don't even want to imagine this man had one for all. Bruh, this man will be like... How would you say? Give Killmonger fusion of Juggernaut and then practically give him the Black Panther gods abilities. Yeah, that's practically what Deku would be if he had one for all. Just the the multiple boost. Yes, and yes, indeed, he would, only live for 50 years. But dang, bro, them 50 years, everyone about to be scared of this dude. And due to it being a physical mutation, they can't really, yes, he still has a quirk. Yes, he would still get that 50, that 50 or, whatever time taken off from his lifespan due to having one for all. But no one no villain would be able to step up to Deku if that was 100% with Deku's, shock nullification beyond. Oh, nah. Galactus will have none of that. Not even Galactus will be able to take that. Nah, because he has the light abilities, no. So anybody who does physical damage like the Hulk will have taken none of that. Like, bro, Planet Breaker Hulk, nah, bro. Hulk is based on punching. This man is literally the counteraction of punching. Man, you can't punch this man, you gotta stab him. Meaning that Hulk about to get his shit stomped. Like, just stomped out of existence. Like, bro, the slap on this man. That's why I said he's a very strong, person. Even if, comic related or anything like that. Anyone with shock nullification in any comic. Yes, there are, magic and all this other BS, but anybody with physical attacks like Superman won't be able to, harm you physically. They have to use either laser vision or something to harm you. Okay, let's go back to the story. Midoriya would be sitting in, like, a couch or just a chair. Or just on the floor, honestly. Okay. So, what's next? I'm bored. As you know, everyone would go. The same thing, okay, y'all think this is funny? Okay, whoever gets last place, if one of you gets suspended, you all get suspended. Midoriya was like, bruh, looking directly at Mineta. If I get suspended because of your dumbass, I'm about to throw you into the sun with full power. No one's gonna be able to stop me. I dare you to fail. Like, bro, this man Mineta was like, okay. Like, just Spanish prayers and everything. Just prayers and everything. Like, may the power of God and Zeus be on my side. Please, Poseidon, help my hand in this ball throw. Yes, you would get about 500, surprisingly. Either 500 or at least, I'll say you would get 500 or 600. I'll increase, his hands. I'll say his sticky balls are have zero gravity. Not due to Urako's quirk, but due to technically them being strands of hair. And practically being weightless. So, yes. Yeah, still very sticky, but, very light as well. As Midoriya would show off this face to Mineta, and Mineta would be like, aye, aye, sir. Just throw that shit with all his might. Did I do it good enough, Aizawa? Yeah, I guess. You got 500. Surprisingly. Anyways, let's continue on. Let's do the running portion. Come on, everyone. Quick up. Midoriya would already be by Aizawa's side. Okay, so, am I gonna get a bigger shirt or like what, Aizawa? Because I don't like the looks these girls are giving me. As you know, Aizawa looks at the girls having lust in there. Is like, yeah, he gotta be packing like not even a snake. That man gotta be packing an entire body down there, dude. Cause Deku, he's about 10 feet in height, and his width is just like what? I'll say maybe he's very. Think of Juggernaut, but no, think of All Might, but a bit buffer and bigger. So just like a bigger buffer version of All Might, practically. But having the looking like Midoriya, of course. Or Escanor Midoriya, if you will. So yeah. Okay, there's let me think, there's a shirt over there. There's an extra shirt over there. Oh, okay. As he puts on the shirt, it actually fitting. It would be a extra large, specifically created for, you know, expanding, like people who have quirks to expand, or like gigantification quirks. No. The jumps, Deku, he would be, you know, a little bit below, you know, he'd be a little bit below Froppy, but due to, you know, he sees Froppy as a nice person, so, you know, he was like, you know, I won't ruin this for you. This is, you know, this is your nature, so I won't ruin it for you. Oh, but he don't care about Ida. Ida tried to, you know, mess with him in the beginning. He don't care about Ida. This man, yo, when I mean the amount of speed, he was almost a blur to everyone. Like All Might level speed. You know what? Think of Sonic speed. It's kind of like that. Nah, because I did say he would be slow. I mean, having will into your legs is a lot different than having will into your arms. So I'll say he beat Ida, but by like 5 seconds. Nah, because he still is somewhat slow. So he beat Ida by at least 2 to 3 seconds. Grip test, you know this man, bro. He has shock nullification, meaning no vibrations will be able to harm him. This man broke the damn machine. He even broke the All Might machine that was specifically built to have people like grip strength All Might. This man broke that machine. So yeah, I mean, he tried to, you know, to do his weakest, because I mean, he sees Kirishima as, you know, cool dude's like, alright, you pretty man, I got you, but, you know, he accidentally ended up, you know, without noticing, he just kind of, you know, put his hands, the machine just instantly broke. Well, damn, I didn't even feel anything, like, I didn't feel anything, what? As you know, they bring out the All Might machine, the same thing. But, you know, this time, you know, Deku actually felt, you know, just a little, you know, like a little flick. That's literally nothing, just a little flick. Like, oh, this got some juice. Okay, I got you. And then breaks. I'm like, dang, I was enjoying myself. Oof. Huh. Who wants to arm wrestle, JK? No one want to arm wrestle this man. This man, like Escanor tall, like, bruh, nah. This man, 8-10 feet tall, built like flipping, just like a tank, bro. Built like Bruticus from Decepticon side, bro. Or built like Grimlock. Okay. Here are your stats. As unlike canon, there are show, you know, each, you know, like Divergent, if you ever seen the movie Divergent, they show each other stats, which I will be, you know, everyone will have their stats. Number 1 will, of course, be Midoriya. Second will be either, I guess, Katsuki, because, I mean, people love to ride his shiz, even though he's a terrible person in the beginning of the series, literally telling Deku to go off himself, but, I mean, I mean, it is my what if, but, I mean, I still gotta make some relevance of the character, so, yeah. Sorry, I like Deku as Bakugo as a character, it's just his personality, just shit. Sorry. I don't know, I don't know why I like to shit on Bakugo, I just, good character, just terrible personality, bro, terrible. As now, you know, 3rd place would be Todoroki, 4th place, I guess, would be Tokoyami. I'll say that way. I'll say Sugar. Ojiro. Maybe you'll go. You just think. Insert characters here. Top 4. The fourth one will probably be Tokuyami due to his abilities. Other one would either have to go Tentacle Arms, Duplo Arms, or Sugar Rush. Everyone will just see the stats of Deku that are just insane. Like when it comes to anything, made for sonic wave, sound, just anything that vibrates in general, Deku he on that shit. Just, I eat that shit for breakfast, bro. Let's go. I'm ready to defeat I'm ready to kill all from them. Let's go. I'm about to defeat an entire army. I'm going to war practically. Like Kratos level of, stats. Not Kratos level, but you know what I mean. Just, very high stats. Not that, because I'm pretty sure even, Kratos is built across, using sharp weaponry. This man will slap Izuku. Just slap him, I got you. Dead. Doesn't matter what version of Kratos, still slap you, bro. As long as he has the Blades of Chaos in his hands, you dead. Don't matter, Zuka, I'm sorry. You may be overpowered a blunt object, but you ain't too sharp. Good luck, bro. That's his only weakness, practically, because his body's, built, due to Bakugo, always exploding him, he would be, built for, practically fire. He would be built, to, have a very high tolerance against fire. And due to, having to train, heavily, he would have to, go into winter, have shirt off, everything, just work at, practically working naked, in this, in, winter, just, I gotta grow my body to grow my quirk. Probably just, enhancing, his, durability and, resistance towards ice, water, and fire, practically. So, yeah. Midoriya right now, he's very built, and he has very little weaknesses. The only weakness I can see him having is just sharp objects. The only person I see him actually being killed or, might are people that, can instant kill you or just have sharp quirks, I guess. That's, the only ways I see people. Even so, if you've seen All Might, he, stuff doesn't hurt him. So, I guess he have a little bit of sharp resistance towards, I guess, All Might, but a little bit higher. But at the same time, for, blunt knives or things, he can, normal knives and like that. Yeah, but, military S knives, you can, go into his skin. It's just the part that, you gotta make it to his heart or, skull that, actually matters. Or, I don't know, anything that's, something that's deep, like a machete that can actually, go all the way inside of a Deku, or try to at least. So, yeah. Okay, everyone, in 2 weeks we'll be having the USJ. So, now let's go. As a couple of weeks, after learning a couple of things, Midoriya would really realize that no one here actually stands a chance against them, regardless. The only person that might would either have to be, I'd say, who would actually? I'll say Ayama, because Ayama has plasma as a belly button. So yeah, due to Ayama technically it not being a blunt force object, it being plasma from his belly button, he'll be able to kill Deku or hurt Deku. Yes, even though there be no shock, there, it's still plasma. It kind of like a lightsaber, just no noise, just meow. Deku won't know until he hears the toast. Practically. As we continue forward, the series will also increase as well. I also might bring back old series if y'all want. Just comment down below which series you want me to bring back. Cause for this series, it was asked to being brought back. Same with Bendy and a couple other series. So yes, I even may do a not Decepticon, but a Insecticon. You know, the insects version of Decepticons, Insecticon, Dinobot, or just a unique version of the two species. So yes, as we all know. Thank you all for being here, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.